Right, welcome everybody to our June Personal Peace Procedure Wednesdays with Wonderland. I'm so happy to have all of you here. We are tapping on trust this time around, on any resistance that you might have to trusting the process, trusting the universe, trusting your higher self, your journey, your vision, your future, anything that you're having difficulty trusting. And I want to just go over some quick agreements that we always have when we meet together for these tapping circles. So make sure that you have your water, your worksheet, and possibly tissues. We never know what might come up with tapping. So I want to make sure that you have a support system in place for you in case we peel an onion that needs a little extra work after today. So reach out to a swap partner, reach out to me, reach out to a mentor, find a practitioner at EFTuniverse.com that can help you sort through these things. But one of our main agreements here is that we take personal responsibility for our mental health and our well-being. So if it becomes too much, I want you to resource yourself, begin to breathe, begin to ground, feel yourself nice and firmly planted in your seat, your feet on the ground, nice, deep, even breaths, and then reach out for support afterward. Finally, I want you to change any words that I say that don't resonate with you. EFT doesn't work if you're not telling the truth. We are here to honor the truth of the moment. So I am going to go pretty spiritual today. And if that doesn't resonate with you, then you can just substitute the universe or God or any other word that I use today with life. You can just call it life or whatever works for you. And what else? Oh, if you have the privacy and the safety to say the words out loud, I recommend that. And if not, it's not like it's not going to work. You can absolutely repeat the words in your head, but it's nice to be able to say them out loud and just kind of anchor them into your space and into your body as we do this tapping. Okay, so trust. As Dina called it, unshakable trust. That's what we're aiming for today. And as I said, this topic is very personal to me. If my life had a slogan, it would probably be surrender and trust. I think it's one of the lessons that my higher self has just chosen for me to learn in this life. And as I began to wake up to who I truly am, to my authentic self, underneath all the trauma and the coping mechanisms, the universe was leaving me little breadcrumbs to let me know what the next step in my process would be. And surrender and trust came over and over and over again. And everything that I read, people that I was talking to, I think I even saw it on a billboard one time. But most importantly, when I would start to try to exert control over a situation in my life that I wasn't happy with, I would hear it in my head, surrender and trust, surrender and trust. So at first it was about trusting the process, trusting the universe, trusting my journey, and it was about surrendering control because that was one of my biggest trauma responses. I didn't feel safe as a child, so the only way that I could feel safe growing up and then as an adult was to have control over everything. So at first it was about that. Then it circled around to lots of different things, forgiving those who had trespassed against me, forgiving myself. And then it circled back to surrender and trust again. And this time it was about surrendering to my purpose, which is to be here with you guys today, and trusting myself, my gut, my intuition. And so those are all things that we're going to be working on today, trusting the journey, the process, the universe, and yourself, your gut, and your intuition. So I'm going to get a little personal with you guys now. It has circled around recently because I have endured a pretty significant trauma in the last few months. And my knee-jerk reaction was to go into distrust and doubt. I immediately wanted to question my higher self and say, did it really have to be this painful? I wanted to question the universe and say, was it really necessary that it be this cruel? And I really just went into a place of like, what is this all about? And there it was again, surrender and trust, surrender and trust. And during one of my meditations, as I've been processing and alchemizing all of this, I had the most transcendental moment that brought me to my knees. I'm going to tap a little bit because I'm feeling emotional about it. You are welcome to tap with me, and I am so grateful to you for holding this space as I share this with you, but I think it could be expansive, and I've been guided to be vulnerable with you right now. It brought me to my knees, and I just shed tear after tear from seeing from a bird's eye view the beautiful elegance of this whole situation and how it all had to happen this way for my soul's evolution, for me to grow and heal in the way that I need to grow and heal. And so I had that anchor of trust, even if only for that moment. It doesn't mean that I don't still feel the sorrow and the anger and everything that comes along with this trauma, but I still have this anchor of trust that I can come back to. And so that's what I'm hoping for you guys today, that you'll be able to see the beautiful elegance behind all the stuff that you're having a hard time trusting right now. So that's what we're going to do. You don't have to believe all of this stuff for today's tapping to be beneficial for you, but I truly believe at my core that our souls made the decision to enter this life in order for us to experience and explore and learn certain things. And sometimes they're not always fun. Sometimes they're very painful. But believing and having faith in the process is what's going to help us navigate the ups and downs of this whole thing. So feel free to use any word that you want. I'm going to use higher self, higher power, universe. I may use God here and there, but feel free to use whatever you'd like. So here's the question. What do you do during those times when you don't feel that connection at all? What do you do when it all feels like a random lottery of meaningless tragedies? I've been there, when you cannot see the purpose underneath all of it. What do you do when you lose faith? You can't see the path ahead. You freak out and you grasp for control. You get hopeless and depressed. What do you do when you don't have that unshakable trust? Well, you honor your feelings and you tap. And that's what we're going to do. All right. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for holding that space. I'm going to check the chat real quick, and then we're going to do some resourcing. Already noticing how much resistance I'm feeling. Good, good. You're in the right place, you guys. Why do I have to go through this? I try to trust, but some days it's harder than others. You guys are all in the right place. What is my higher learning from the situation? Beautiful. Okay, so let's do some resourcing. This is one of my favorite ones. So it's actually kind of massaging your triple warmer point, your 9 gamut point. For those of you that might be new to tapping, your 9 gamut is on the back of your hand in between your ring finger and your pinky finger bone. And we normally tap it. But I'm going to see if you can just massage it, because with your other hand, you're going to be rubbing your sore spots. So this one is so soothing for me. You can see once you get the rhythm down, it can be really, really calming. So just get used to that feeling for a moment. Just rubbing back and forth. And when you feel comfortable, go ahead and close down your eyes little by little, tuning into your body, tuning into your breath, getting just 10% more comfortable in space right now. And I want you to see if you can think of a time in your life, in the past, where something happened that seemed to make no sense. It felt meaningless and completely unnecessary. But then later, you were able to see the elegance behind it all. You were able to see the higher learning, and it suddenly made sense. You could see how it helped you grow, and heal and expand into a better version of yourself. So I invite you to take yourself to that feeling in your body and just relish it for a moment if you can connect to this right now. And if you can't connect to it, that's okay. I invite you just to connect to the security of the surface on which you're seated. Feel into the trust that this object is supporting you right now and will continue to do so. Find the trust in that piece of furniture right now. And then begin to connect to your breath and the trust that you have for it. Through no effort of your own, your breath breathes for you 22,000 times a day. So allow this trust to fill your body. Savor it and anchor it in. Take a few more moments to feel your breath, to feel your seat, to feel this trust, and know that you can come back to this at any point throughout today's tapping, anytime that you need to. Taking a few more full, gentle breaths and preparing to bring yourself back into this moment, into this group, into the love of this community. And whenever you're ready, gently begin to flutter your eyes open, little by little. Okay, good. So for today, if you'd like to fill out your worksheet, we're going to go to another one of these moments where it's hard to trust. Maybe something in the past, maybe something recent, maybe something current, maybe something that didn't go your way. Maybe you lost a job, a house, a spouse, a parent, a child, an opportunity. Maybe something unjust was done to you, or maybe you got a diagnosis. Maybe you committed to something only to find out later that it wasn't for you. Maybe it's about trusting the process of certification. Maybe it's about trusting the process of doing all this personal work. I know sometimes it can feel like we take one step forward and two steps back, and it is hard to trust that process. So that's what I mean by today may not be a very specific event. It may not be a moment in time with all the different aspects, but the main aspect that I really want you to pay attention to is that somatic aspect. So what does it feel like in your body when you feel like the floor is shaking beneath you? When you don't have any solid ground to stand on? When you're not sure what the next step is? When you're not trusting that this is all for a reason? What does that feel? I feel it in my stomach right now. It's shaky. I feel a very shaky feeling in my stomach. So I want you to tune into that sensation and get a set on it. 0 to 10, how intense is that somatic sensation of distrust and doubt in your body? And you can feel free to share this in the chat. For those of you that are new, we do a lot of sharing in the chat. I like to use a lot of your own words. So yeah, if you're great at dissociating, I am right there with you. I totally understand that. So we just meet ourselves where we're at and we imagine what that might feel like. The brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what we imagine. So imagine what that somatic sensation would feel like. Yeah, solar plexus, middle of the back, throat, heavy bomb in the stomach. Absolutely. So tuning into that. And then I'd love to also get a VOC on whatever affirmation you choose. It could be, I trust the process. I trust my healing journey. I trust the universe. It could be a variety of things. And then I want you to scale that 0 to 10. How true does that feel for you? And for some of you, you might have a really high VOC on that, just that solid sense of trust. But a lot of times when our SUD on the somatic sensation is high, our VOC on the affirmation is low. Not always, but it's just something to check into. Yeah, churning in the stomach's a great way to put it, Helena. That's what I feel too. Churning in the stomach. Good. Beautiful. So if you are tuning into a specific event, feel free to use the worksheet and write down the aspects, what you can see, smell, taste, feel, and hear. I trust that my higher self will show me the next step. That's a good one. Good. Yeah, I was just throwing out affirmations like I trust the journey, I trust the process, I trust the universe, I trust my higher self. Any of those things that work for you. You can make up a whole different one too. Yeah. On the fact that it's temporary, VOC is low. It won't always be or feel like this. Yeah. Good. I'll give you guys a few more minutes to write down anything that you'd like to write down, and then we will get started tapping. Yeah, I don't trust as much as I used to. I question more now. Oh, here, Claudia, I'll put the worksheet in the chat for you. There you go. It's editable, so you can do it on your computer as well. You don't have to print it out. Okay.
So is this a positive as, you know how usually with tapping we work with the negative. So do I say I don't trust as much now because that's true? Or do I make a positive affirmation?
So we're starting with the VOC on the positive affirmation, and then we'll be tapping on all the tail enders that I've kind of written up in the script and that you guys will share in the chat once we go through a couple rounds. So we're starting with the positive, I trust this. And then I'd love for you to just do 0 to 10. How much is that true for you? And listen for the tail ender. Yeah, but last time I did that, I got burned. I'm not sure if it's safe to trust again. So yeah, listen for the tail ender. Good question, Nina. Okay. Are we ready? Side of the hand. It's too scary to trust. Yeah, it's a big one. Nice, full, gentle breaths. Even though part of me wants to trust the process, another part is not so sure. And I'm open to accepting both parts. Even though part of me wants to trust the universe, another part isn't quite convinced. And that's okay. I'm open to accepting both parts. Even though part of me wants to trust myself, another part is scared. And I'm open to accepting both parts. Good. These nagging doubts, Move to the eyebrow. I am not feeling confident. Side of the eye. This is not what I wanted. Under the eye. There's no way this was for my highest good. Under the nose. This was a massive curveball. Under the mouth. And I'm not sure this worked out in my favor. Collarbone. I feel thrown off course. Under the arm. No wonder I'm lacking trust. Top of the head. It makes perfect sense. Eyebrow. It hurts to not be in control. Side of the eye. And I may not feel like surrendering right now. Under the eye. I'm not sure I can trust anything. Under the nose. It may feel safer to try for control. Under the mouth. Maybe I'll just keep grasping and clinging. Collarbone. All this fear of trusting and surrendering. Under the arm. All this fear of letting go and letting God. Top of the head. I did that before and I got burned. Eyebrow. Of course I'm resisting. Side of the eye. This thing that didn't go well or isn't currently going well. Under the eye. How could this be the process? Under the nose. How could the universe let this happen? Under the mouth. Trusting and surrendering may not seem like a good idea. Collarbone. And I'm honoring the part of me that doesn't want to. The me of little faith. Under the arm. I see you. And I hold you in compassion. Side of the hand. And even though part of me wants to trust and surrender, another part does not feel safe yet. And I can hold that part in love and compassion. Okay, hands on the heart, some nice full, gentle breaths. Just checking in, just noticing if anything has changed. We have a lot more tapping to do, so no pressure if anything's gone up or if nothing has shifted at all. But just checking in to see if that somatic sensation has changed at all. If the SUD has gone down in the least, or even if the somatic sensation has just shifted to a different place in your body. Here at the Personal Peace Procedure Tapping Circle, we do things a little differently. We focus on a specific event usually, and we don't switch to the positive very quickly. We stick to the truth of the moment for a while. So know that we're going to be doing that. Yeah, let's check in. Out of the stomach and into the throat, like I want to puke. That's a good energy movement for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely speak louder, Heidi. My body is vibrating with tailenders. Okay, so things are moving a little bit. How many of you just say yes in the chat if trusting yourself is something that you're having a hard time with? Yeah, you guys are moving a lot of energy right now. Okay. All right, let's tap on trusting yourself then. Okay, cool. We'll do another round on this, and then, yeah, trust God, not me. Let's get into our bodies. Let's get into our bodies. For those of us that are feeling numb, feeling dissociated, feeling frozen, just take a moment to stop tapping for a second. Put your hands on your heart, because I want you to be here as we move this energy. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your breath as it moves in gently, either through your nostrils, feeling your chest rise, feeling your belly rise, feeling the connection points between your body and your seat, feeling your hips on the chair, your back on the backrest, feeling the temperature of the room, maybe your clothes on your skin, and allowing your body to feel safe right now to go there. Allowing whatever's coming up to come up, knowing that you're safe here. You're surrounded by love and community and support. And if for any reason you need any extra support, I'm right here. All you have to do is unmute. But I know that you've got this. We've got EFT to help us process whatever's coming up for us right now. So give your body permission to be here, to be present. Begin tapping on the side of your hand. As you slowly open your eyes, bring yourself back here. And we'll tap on self-trust a bit. Even though I find it difficult to trust myself, I choose to honor and accept everything that I'm feeling. Even though I'm feeling doubts and uncertainty and resistance to trusting, I can meet myself right where I'm at and have compassion for why I feel this way. Even though this goal of unshakable trust feels out of reach, I honor my resistance and I thank it for trying to protect me. Top of the head, all this fear. Eyebrow, that I'll be wrong. Side of the eye, that I'll make a mistake. Under the eye, that I'll fail. Under the nose, I don't want to get it wrong again. Under the mouth, I don't want to make a mistake. Collarbone, all this pressure to get it right. Under the arm, this resistance may be keeping me safe. top of the head, from taking full responsibility and possibly being wrong. Eyebrow, this vicious cycle, side of the eye, keeps me from standing in my power, under the eye, and keeps me playing small, under the nose. I may need someone to validate my choices, under the mouth. The self-doubt is controlling me. Collarbone. I may have learned not to believe in myself. Under the arm. I may have learned I can't trust myself. Top of the head. These old programs, these mind viruses. Eyebrow. I'm ready for an upgrade. Side of the eye. I'm ready to leave this doubt in the past. Under the eye. It's no longer serving me. Under the nose. I'm beginning to see this clearly. Under the mouth. And I'm open to a new way. Collarbone. That aligns with who I truly am. Stay here for a minute. I trust my unique abilities and gifts, and I'm choosing to believe in myself and this journey. All this fear and self-doubt. What if I could follow my inner guidance and intuition? Under the arm. Let's do some eye movements. So let's go to the thumb, just like you're shaking your hand. Reach your hand out and tap on the top corner of your thumb. Feeling into the somatic sensation of distrust. Moving on to the pointer finger. Whatever you're feeling right now, whatever sensations are happening right now, just allowing them to be. Middle finger and tuning into your body. We'll skip the ring finger as we go to the pinky finger. And then we'll tap on our 9 gamut point. So this is our triple warmer. Just tap right there and take a nice full gentle breath as you close your eyes. Then open your eyes and look hard down to your left like you're looking at your left shoulder while keeping your nose pointed at me. And then come back to center and look hard down to your right like you're looking at your right shoulder, keeping your head steady. Then bring your eyes back to center and roll them all the way up to the ceiling. And imagine there's a big clock in front of you and slowly begin to circle that clock with your eyes, moving all the way around clockwise to 1, 2, 3. Keep going at that pace, in that direction, nice and slow. Big, beautiful eye circles, continuously tapping on your 9 gamut point, feeling into your body and scraping the edge of your peripheral vision as far out as you possibly can. We'll do about 3 circles clockwise. So in this direction, nice full gentle breaths. And once you get back up to 12 at the end of your 3rd circle, switch directions and go counterclockwise. Take your time. There is no rush. We want to make sure you're carving out each and every point on this big clock. And if you notice any sticky points, go back through those sections and carve them out. Beautiful work, guys. I'm seeing gorgeous eye circles. Really, really lovely. Whenever you've completed your third circle, going counterclockwise, you can just blink a few times and go back to the side of your hand. No rush though. Finish your circles, tuning into that sensation, taking nice, full, gentle breaths. Good. And for those of you that are done, let's do a check-in. I'd love to start using your own words for whatever you're feeling right now. Yeah, feel free to take a nice break in between. Oh, I can tell I'm sweating. Stretch, grab some water. We've been tapping pretty consistently. Water is wonderful for hydrating the meridians, moving the energy through. Say more, Ryan. Confused. Do you feel that in your body? Is there any more information coming from your body about confused? You can feel free to unmute if you want. Excuse me. Oh, good. Feeling the weight of your shoulders lift. That's good, Anita. For those of you that are feeling frozen and numb, were you able to tap back into your body at all? Several issues coming up at the same time. The triple warmer is really good for that. That's our little stir up point. So just keep tapping or rubbing your sore spots. Yeah, there might be some resistance. Or it might be my words. It could very much be my words, Kate. If you guys are having trouble connecting to my words, let's use your words. Kept wanting to hold my breath. Deep grief. We're opening up a lot today. Yeah. Tears and yawns. Good. What about your trust levels? Has anybody changed in their VOC on trusting? Good. I'm so glad you're more connected now. Several issues coming up. Yeah. Okay. Went up for a bit and then crashed down. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Not as many tail enders, just up to 1. Okay, just up 1 to 7. That's good. Okay, so some people are experiencing some shifts. Good. Yeah. Doubt and fear coming in. Okay. So before I run into my beautiful positive round on what if all these things could be wonderful, let's honor what everybody is feeling right now. That some people are shifting in beautiful ways. Some people are numb now. Some people are not shifting at all. Some people are shifting up and then crashing back down. And that is okay. This is what happens when we start to shine our light on things that we don't normally pay much attention to. We may just be used to this low level of distrust and doubt that we just live with constantly. And this is something that you may not spend too much time thinking about. So this is okay. Just because something bad happened doesn't mean it was my fault. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Natasha. VOC is validity of cognition, which is similar to the SUD scale. The SUD scale is our subjective unit of distress, and 0 to 10. Yeah, but for validity of cognition, it's how true does it feel on a scale of 0 to 10. So normally it works with cliches, limiting beliefs, affirmations, and we scale it differently. Yeah, that low level of mistrust is a safe place. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can honor where everybody is right now and do a little bit more work. Okay. Even though not much has shifted for me and new stuff has come up, maybe several new issues have come up for me, I'm open to honoring where I'm at right here in this moment. Even though I may be having trouble connecting, I might be feeling numb, and it might feel safer just to hold on to this mistrust. It's okay. I deeply and completely honor who I am and what I'm feeling. And even though I did shift, but it's changed a little, and I may be confused about what's going on, I can meet myself where I'm at. I don't have to change a thing. Top of the head. There may be feelings of blame coming up. Eyebrow. Something went wrong. Side of the eye. It's possible that it's not my fault. Under the eye. I'm open to feeling more trust in myself and the universe. Under the nose. But part of me still wants to curl up and be small. Under the mouth. I want to trust the process. But the doubt and the fear keep coming in. Collarbone. There is so much proof that I cannot trust. Under the arm. There are so many events that prove I cannot trust. Top of the head. The evidence is overwhelming. Eyebrow. And I can meet myself where I'm at. Side of the eye. All these tail enders. All these reasons to not trust. Under the eye. This is a big field to navigate. Under the nose. Trusting myself is hard enough. Under the mouth. Do you want me to trust the process too? Collarbone. And trust the universe and life and the bigger picture? Not happening. Under the arm. I refuse to surrender and trust. Top of the head. And if I never surrender and trust, that's okay. Eyebrow. My VOC may go up. Side of the eye. I may start believing that I can trust. Under the eye. Or it may stay right where it's at. Under the nose. Or it may go down. Under the mouth. And either way, I'm okay. Collarbone. Either way, I accept where I'm at. Under the arm. We're going to play around with some exaggeration here. Sometimes this moves numbers quite a bit, so let's play along. Top of the head. I have never trusted before. Eyebrow. I will never trust again. Side of the eye. I won't trust this entire life. Under the eye. I'll never be worthy of trust. Under the nose. I refuse to trust the process. Under the mouth. And you can't make me. I'm not doing it. Collarbone. So for as long as I live, I will not be trusting. And that's just how it is. Under the arm. Now let's play with opposites. Sometimes it moves numbers around too. So let's go to the top of the head. I trust the process completely. Eyebrow. I will never trust that this is working out for me. Side of the eye. I can see the elegance behind all of this. Under the eye. There is no rhyme or reason to my life. Under the nose. There's some beautiful orchestration behind all of these lessons. Under the mouth. That's ridiculous. It is a random lottery of meaningless tragedies. And it makes no sense. Collarbone. But I'm open to a new way, to a new perspective, to feeling differently about this. Under the arm. And I deeply and completely accept myself, no matter where I'm at. Side of the hand. Even though it's not easy to surrender and trust, I'm open to giving myself permission to trying it anyway. Okay, let's take a little break. You can shake it out, grab a drink, check in. I want to read this metaphor. Richard's always full of beautiful wisdom. When learning to trust from mistrust, the image of traveling from a basement to the third floor of my inner house. You have to go through the main floor where the tailenders live before I can reach the higher vibration of the third floor. I love that. And I've been thinking about this vibration of trust. It is a frequency, and we can't force ourselves to just skip up to that frequency. We have to honor where we're at. So sorry, Natasha. Tailenders are the things that happen after we say an affirmation. They're like what our subconscious says, yeah, right, or that's not going to happen. It's like comes at the tail end, and that's the actual affirmation. So sometimes we'll recite affirmations, but what the universe responds to is our emotions, our subconscious, our energy. So the actual affirmation is the tail ender. It's the part that says it's not safe to trust. And if you guys are in certification, you'll learn all about that. Okay, check in. How's everybody doing? Has your VOC gone up? Have your SUDs gone down? Would it be too premature to bring in some contemplative tapping, some open to the possibility tapping, some what if I allowed myself? Let's see. I had ammonia smell come up. That's very interesting. I would just tap on it. It could have something to do with a memory in there of your hippocampus signaling something. That's so interesting. Yeah, honor where you're at, even though I'm smelling ammonia. And I don't know why. I'm open to processing this, releasing it from my nose. Good. Okay, VOC has gone up. Good. The opposites are supposed to make you laugh, hopefully. Good. My little girl needs to be heard. Absolutely. Then let's listen. Let's listen. Okay, good. All right. Well, it's a good thing, Kate, we're not working with your brain. We're working with your body. So let's listen to what your body's saying. We're working with the mind body. So wiggles, yawning, burping, energetic. Good. Okay. Ammonia is used to wake people up, Terry says. Oh, good. And Anita had tailenders to the opposition. Beautiful. Snaps to that. Okay, so let's try some contemplative, which is just when we ask questions while we tap. We just allow ourselves to be open to a new way. Okay, let me see. If I don't trust and refuse to make a choice, then I can't get blamed for making the wrong one or failing. And I want to change this too. I trust the choices I make for my best interest, and no one can blame me for that, not even me. Beautiful. Yes, a lot of the reasons that we choose or that parts of ourselves have resistance to choosing to trust ourselves is because then we can give the power to someone else so that they can be wrong. We don't have to feel the fear of making the mistake or failing or making the wrong choice. So it's a way of kind of shirking responsibility, which is a safe protective mechanism. So that makes really a lot of sense, Amber. Okay, so let's play. Let's just see what the mind will do with these words. I'm not even really going to do setup statements. We're just going to tap and ask these questions. And you know what? It might even make more sense for you not to repeat after me, for you to just listen to the words that I'm saying and allow them to absorb as we move through the points. So, what if I could actually do this? What if I can trust myself to make the right decisions? And what if I can listen to my gut? Top of the head. What if I can follow my intuition? Eyebrow. What if it's different this time? Side of the eye. What if I've grown and changed? Under the eye. What if I trust that if I just keep putting my foot down, the road will pave itself? Under the nose. What if I only need to see what's right in front of me to take the next step? Under the mouth. What if it's easier than I think? Collarbone. What if it's better than I expect? Under the arm. What if I'm surprised by the supernatural support that I get with this? Top of the head. What if I learn something priceless? Eyebrow. That I may not have learned any other way. Side of the eye. What if I could choose from unshakable trust? Under the eye. In the process, the universe, and myself. Under the nose. What if I gave myself permission to surrender? Under the mouth. And have more faith in this journey. Oh, I just got goosebumps everywhere for that one. What if I didn't have to believe all my fears and doubts? Under the arm. What if I am on the right path? Top of the head. What if everything is unfolding perfectly? Eyebrow. What if it's all exactly as it should be? Side of the eye. What if I could fully trust in divine timing? Under the eye. In my goals, in my dreams, my vision, my process, my journey, my higher self, and my higher power. Under the nose. What if I could trust that I'll receive guidance, help, and support for my next steps? Under the mouth, what if I could allow myself to receive this? Collarbone, and operate from a place of unshakable trust moving forward. Stay on the collarbone. What if I could give myself the gift of a trust fall into the arms of my higher self, my vision, and my future? What if? What if? Okay, bring your hands over your heart and just feel what you're feeling. I'd love to share this beautiful poem that Terry shared with me yesterday, which synchronistically is perfect for today. It's very short, by Guillaume Apollinaire. I probably butchered that name. But it says, "Come to the edge," he said. I'm going to cry too, Helena. "We can't, we're afraid," they responded. "Come to the edge," he said. "We can't, we will fall," they responded. "Come to the edge," he said. And so they came, and he pushed them, and they flew. I know it's not easy, you guys. But when you are able to get into that frequency of trust, it will bring you to your knees when you can see the beautiful elegance of everything that we are going through, of all the traumas that we have endured and continue to endure, and how they are building us into the humans that we are meant to be. And I want that for you. If you're not there yet, it's okay. Honor where you're at, but know that it's possible. Know that the work can be done and it is worth it, even if it feels like you're taking one step forward and two steps back. Very powerful session today, guys. I'm actually going to stop recording and just open up for a little bit of sharing. So thanks for everyone joining on the recording.